YouTube, Keenan Casher. I'm gonna give you my take on boxing, on Canelo versus Crawford. Now I know I know right now, I mean, we only probably about 2 weeks out. Exciting fight, big fight. I think both guys can box. I'm more of a Crawford fan. Some of you might be like, well, of course you're more of a Crawford fan, and might relate it to culture. Might say that that's the correlation. But I'm more of a fan of the slick style. Yeah, the slick style, I'm more of a fan of it. Maybe the Winky Wrights, maybe the Andre Ward, the Pernell Whitakers, the Floyd Mayweather, that style of fighting, the Shakur Stevenson, the Devin Haney. I like that style. Um, I can argue that it doesn't require much boxing IQ to fight the Mexican style. Now, even though Canelo did change up his style, he acclimated to what was out there because it may take the style that he has now to be champion at a high level, right? So I do believe he made the proper adjustments, and we've seen success. We've definitely seen success. I know a lot of people like to go back to the Mayweather fight. Don't get me wrong, no excuses. I think Canelo might have had about 40 fights during the time he took the Mayweather fight, but no excuses. He made the adjustments. And even with the Lara fight, I would even say the Lara fight. The Lara fight might have been a tough one too. But um, some will say Lara actually won the fight, but you know, you go back and watch it for yourself, and you tell me what you think. Um, I think Canelo has done a decent job. Now I have Crawford winning. I have him beating Canelo. I think Canelo has cemented feet. I think he does power off. He launches his punches with intention. If he lands that punch, if he now his uppercut does concern me. He lands that uppercut, he lands it with intention, it could be devastating. Now I've done some film study of recent, and I've seen that, and it concerned me, but it concerns me if Crawford stays in the pocket. Canelo does this stutters, this three jab. Maybe it's an estimate of three jabs. I mean, you guys can go back and count, but I've seen him do it with Billy Joe. I might have seen him do it on different occasions. He has this thing where he'll paw with his jab, and then he'll probably lunge. Maybe it's an uppercut, maybe it's a hook. Um, I personally don't. I think that that can be tracked, recorded. I think Crawford can record that if he make it a habit. I think Crawford has done some film study and have seen him doing that. Um, Canelo can hit hard, right? But in some cases, I don't think Crawford is going to be there as much for Canelo to hit. I don't think he's going to be there. Um, the flat-footed, right? Him being flat-footed, cemented feet. That can be a problem. We seen Canelo get in there with guys that know how to box, and he might have looked like he struggled. And then, Caleb Plant was a decent boxer. We give it to Caleb Plant, decent boxer. Um, Canelo did end up getting him out of there, but I think Canelo started to look too at Plant when Plant would go and do the shoulder roll, and Canelo started looking at that, and he probably started timing it, and then he caught him, right? Um, got him out of there. Um, we've seen Canelo do good against boxers. We've seen him do good against Billy Joe. He also got Billy Joe out, and I think he got Billy Joe out in the round that he predicted he would get Billy Joe out. But Crawford, to me, is different. Technicality wise, the fundamentals that Crawford brings to the ring, he's different. Um, if he can take, I mean, a lot of people probably can't take too many of Canelo punches, but if he can take or stay out of the pocket, box, I'm not talking about staying on his back foot. That's another thing too. I don't recall seeing Canelo being able to box on his back foot, being able to fight going backwards. He got good head movement. But as far as being able to fight going backwards, I don't know. But if Crawford can back him up, that can be a problem also. But I'm gonna focus on the fact I think that Crawford could be good at time and distance. I think he could be good at measuring distance. I think that what Crawford brings to the table could take away some of the best things that Canelo do. I think that Crawford have seen a version of Canelo through him going up the rankings. I think that Canelo has a familiar style. I don't think that he has the style that Crawford probably hasn't seen before. I'll give you another one. In my opinion, I do believe that Canelo's style is more easier to prepare for. But I don't think you can prepare for Crawford. No, I don't think you can prepare for Crawford because I think that he's unpredictable. He's not predictable. Go look at his fights. Go look at his fights. I do not think that he's predictable. I don't think you can look at him. I think that's what made also Wilder an issue. Now, even though Wilder, better boxers have shown to dethrone Wilder, right? But think about it. Because Wilder's style, you might not like it. You might say it was unorthodox. It wasn't textbook boxing. But could you prepare for Wilder's style? Look at that style. It might have been sloppy to some. Might have been all over the place. What y'all called them, windmill Wilder. But could you prepare for that style? You know what type of sparring partner you probably would have had to have in order to prepare for a style where you don't know if you're gonna be hit here, there, or wherever you're gonna be. You don't know what he's gonna do because he's probably fighting off instinct, not textbook, but instinct. He came close. I'm gonna throw a left, and then I'm gonna double up with a right, and then I'm gonna throw a windmill, what y'all call it. Different, man. But I think that Crawford footwork will be a kryptonite. I think his footwork would. I think that this could be Errol versus Crawford all over again in some type of sense. Crawford is going to end up being in my top. Right now, he's probably in my top five, even with what he's accomplished so far. Crawford is probably going to end up being. I like Mayweather. I like Mayweather, and we don't want to subtract all the accomplishments that Mayweather put up. But if he go in there and beat a prime Canelo, this is a prime Canelo. This is a prime Canelo. This Canelo right here is considered one of the best. Pundits consider him as the best of this generation. He go in there and beat a prime Canelo, man. Man, this discussion gonna have to be had. We're gonna have to revisit this discussion, man. I just think that Crawford has the better skills. I don't know what Canelo does better in the ring than Crawford, and I think that Canelo has a style that we've witnessed before. This doesn't mean that Canelo isn't a good boxer. I just go by what I've seen, and and how I seen him perform against arguably better boxers. Now, all the stuff about he's gonna move up, he's gonna get knocked out and stuff like that. Well, I got a question before I close out on this video. I got a question before I close out on this video. Mugia moved up, Charlo moved up. They weren't stopped. They were dropped. It's possible Crawford can get dropped, but they weren't stopped. Now you can go and say, well, Charlo was running around the ring. He didn't come to fight. Okay. Well, let that be the excuse. But can you justify Mugia, who stood there and fought, who moved up also, the 168? You might say that they're a bit bigger than Bud, but look, man, he didn't stop none of them guys. And when they both did the face off in the ring, uh, Crawford looked just arguably about the same size, man. But no excuse if Crawford lose. I don't want to hear no excuses. I know some of y'all made excuses though when Canelo lost to Bivol. Y'all said he was the smaller guy, but listen, we not gonna do that over here on this channel. Crawford mess around and lose, we got to put Canelo as one of the best. Yep, we got to put him as one of the best with no excuses. I don't want no excuses. All right, man. Countdown, road to the fight, countdown. You're gonna be seeing more videos from me, man. And yeah, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. Yes, sir.